Ready to buckle in again tomorrow night?
I guess we don't have a choice. All of this windy weather here.
Yeah, it's been a pretty active last week across the Central Plains, and they're experiencing a lot more of that weather throughout the day today, and we'll see more of that moving eastward into our region. But we hit 70, Courtney, Rob, for the first time this season in Cleveland. Yes.
I didn't even open my windows today. What? I missed
70
it.
plus here in Cleveland for the first time this season. That is some good news. We need to celebrate that. Lower 70s in Akron, Canton, as well as into Lorain. Some mid 70s around Doverney, Philly, and 67 as we get into Ashtabula, and 71 for those daytime highs around Mansfield. So very warm, very spring-like. Unfortunately, we're not going to see a lot of this, at least as we wrap up the week. So right now, we're pretty much looking at the calmest part of the warm weather. We'll be looking at those temperatures into the 70s around Medina, 74 in downtown Akron. We're at 70 as we head into Ashland, and 70 in through Mansfield, but still a little bit of that lake breeze kind of keeping things a bit chillier along the lake shore counties especially. Winds are fairly light across the eastern counties, a little bit stronger though towards the west, where more of that southerly flow continues to bring more of those warmer conditions into the area. And we're not dropping much, so you will not need the heat at all tonight. A lot of 60s, believe it or not. In fact, we'll be warming a bit more towards dawn tomorrow. We'll be back into the mid 60s by the time a lot of folks are waking up, and those temperatures will continue to remain very warm around Canton as well as into Akron. Lorain and Mentor, maybe a little bit cooler out there, maybe some lower 50s in a few locations, but overall still well above the average as we get into the day today, into the overnight tonight. And we're looking at a very summer-like air mass across the Central Plains, down to the Gulf Coast. 80s and 70s galore, and we'll see more of that warmth. And that also includes a lot of moisture returning to the Ohio Valley as we get into the latter half of the overnight tonight. Into the day tomorrow, already starting to see signs of severe weather across the Central Plains. Tornado watches in place across parts of Missouri into Iowa, and we'll see more of that movement eastward into our region as we wrap up the overnight tonight into the day tomorrow. We have that at least risk across most of the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley, a little bit more of a bullseye across Ohio to Michigan, as well as into Indiana, with that enhanced risk across most of the region as we get into the afternoon and evening tomorrow. And as far as the significant winds, probably the at least better chance throughout the afternoon into the evening. Still can't rule out a tornado or two, and also maybe some large hail. Not out of the question as we wrap up the day on Wednesday. So tonight, pretty quiet, very warm. We'll see that threat increasing during the afternoon and evening tomorrow. Main cold front arrives towards the end of the evening into the overnights, and we'll be looking at those temperatures plummeting behind that front as we get into the end of this week. But we will see some quieter weather in store for opening day. Temperatures back into the upper 40s on Friday.
All right.